show, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a good one. All right, we'll talk to you all later.
Yep, that's it.
Welcome to Wrestling with the Small Package. I am Monty the Yank. With me, as always, is
Garth
Brooks.
Oh, wait. No. Brian Byers.
Not Garth Brooks.
You remember Wayne's World, right?
Yes.
And with me, as always, is Garth.
Welcome to the show. We are Wrestling with the Small Package, and you can check us out on withasmallpackage.podbean.com. You can always check us out on iTunes, Wrestling with the Small Package. You can check me out on Twitter at Monty the Yank, and you can check Brian out at Brian Byers with a Y 45.
Yes.
And the song, as always, is Save You by Ian Harlow. You can check him out on Bandcamp. And we did tweet out his new country band. So yes. Maybe one day we'll have some country starting us out.
The new band, which is the style is Haury. I don't know how to pronounce it. Haury.
Oh, it's a guy's last name.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do have a little 6-song album available on iTunes, Google Play, basically everywhere. Amazon, you name it, they got an album out.
How do you spell the name again?
It's Styles, Haury.
Haury. So give them a listen, even if you don't like country. I listened to some of their stuff, and it's pretty good.
I mean, if you like country, it is really, really good.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan of country, but I caught myself actually listening to one of the songs and really, really enjoyed it. So definitely give them a listen. All
right, Brian, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. My last day of vacation, so that sucks, but
it's all right. I'm sorry. Last day of vacation, you got almost 2 weeks off, so
yes. But back to getting up at 4 a.m. starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry. My vacation involved 8 hours of sitting in front of the computer today and putting in attendance. So there you go. Today or tonight or tomorrow or wherever and whenever you listen to us, we'll be going over Raw from this week, SmackDown from this week, and then we get to do everybody's favorite, and by everybody I mean me and Brian, Battleground pay-per-view predictions. Who will and who should. And if we stick with tradition, which started last month, I will be taking shots based on the predictions.
Shots.
Everybody! So, before we get started, I want to let everybody know we are going to ROH, Brian and I, in October in Ohio. That should be very interesting. We actually got seats this time because we're tired of standing and tired of being blocked. Tired of getting in arguments with people.
Well, just make sure you don't scream in somebody's ear this time.
Bro. Yeah, heaven forbid. Yeah. They were in the ring apparently when I was yelling. Yeah.
Not to bring that up again, but
remember, everybody, if you go to a wrestling show, don't cheer. Don't make a fucking noise. Be miserable and complain the whole time.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, that's how we get by. Anyways, we're going to ROH. It is I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the New Japan will be back in town with them. They're doing a 3-day event, one of the days in Columbus, Ohio, and we will be there. So our second ROH event should be fun over at Express Live.
Yes.
All right, Brian, you ready to do some Raw?
Yes.
You want to do it Raw?
Yeah, buddy.
Are you ready to do it Raw?
Stop it, I'm getting turned on.
I can only get so erect.
Keep going, I'm almost there.
Well, speaking of penises and fake ones at that, we get the opener. Dean Ambrose comes down with, as he called it, Steely Dan. Brian, what is a Steely Dan?
Well, I know Steely Dan as a musician.
Yeah, and where did they get their name from?
That I couldn't tell you.
A dildo. A Steely Dan is a dildo, everybody. They named the band after a fucking dildo. Chevy Chase actually was in Steely Dan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyways, so that's a pretty big dildo. It's a little wide. I'm not judging. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying maybe not. So Dean comes down with Steely Dan, and he starts talking about Seth and talking about how he needs to stay out of his bullshit. This brings out Seth. I don't want to disregard what Dean was saying, but that was the gist of it, correct?
Basically, yeah.
Don't jump in my shit.
Yep.
Leave me alone. We're not friends. Blah, blah, blah. Seth
Global
comes out.
Wars is what it's called, by the way.
What's that?
Global Wars.
Global Wars, yes. ROH Global Wars in October. One night in New York, one night in
Pittsburgh,
and then one night in Columbus.
Yep.
So it should be good. We're getting the tail end of it. Hopefully we'll get some action we can see on television, because we didn't get to see that last time.
Yes.
Yes. And we missed... See, how did television miss Cody Rhodes dressed up as one of the boys?
No, it was supposed to be on.
But it never was.
They recorded it.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be on one of their TV
Now, I saw the clip.
nights.
I had to look back now. Full disclosure, I signed up for the backstage pass stuff or whatever for ROH so that I could buy the tickets early, because I know like the seating kind of sells out quickly, especially because that venue really is 800 to 1,200 people. Yeah. If they stuff in, you can get to 2,000, but I don't think it was at 2,000 last time. And that wasn't because it didn't sell out. They just didn't sell that many tickets. I know that sounds stupid, but they didn't release that many tickets, I should say. But I did see Cody Rhodes, and I saw that angle played out. So I had to look. I have the video on demand stuff. I might go back and see if it's on there, and just maybe we missed it.
Yeah, I think we did, because like I said, I looked it up, and it was supposed to have been one of the nights that they were recording for for TV. So
yeah, and I tape every week, and I went every week, and it was like Pittsburgh, and then pay-per-view. Then they were in Las Vegas.
Who knows?
And
maybe it was.
ours was before the pay-per-view because Daniel Bryan hadn't won, or Daniel Bryan, Jesus, Christopher Daniels hadn't won the belt yet. Which, spoiler, he doesn't have anymore, if nobody knows that.
Right, yeah.
Anyways, back to Raw. Seth comes down, says he wasn't getting in Dean's business, Brian. What he was doing was actually getting involved because Miz got involved with his shit. This goes back and forth. Dean starts calling out something that did happen 3 years ago. I agree. But he finally said, you know what, listen, I'm sorry about that. And then he kind of acts, sad about it. And he goes, I'm sorry. If I could take it back, I would never do that again.
Lies.
Which is lies. He got a WWE championship out of that. I'm just saying. Right. But then he talks about, you're the same guy that came down and cashed in on me. You got your revenge. You got that on me. Can we put this behind us? And that is in the past. Blah, blah, blah. They go back and forth. The Miz and them come out. Or actually, I'm sorry. Before that, Seth goes, fine, you know what? Hit me. And he turns around and kind of does the Raven pose and waits for him to hit him. Well, Dean throws it out, and out come the Miz and the Miztourage. And he says, I always have a plan. And they go around the ring, and they all grab out steel chairs, and they just wear out Seth and Dean with steel chairs. So that's how we ended it. We come back from break, and did you catch what Miz said?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. Like, Charlie asks him a question, and he's like, yeah, well,
yeah.
And he trails off. So I don't know what he said. And presumably, we kicked your ass, fuck you. I mean, I'm imagining that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
So good opener, good quick opener. It wasn't terribly long. I mean, it ended up being 20 minutes, but once you space that out, there was enough action in that 20 minutes, so I wasn't bored.
Right.
Then we get it's Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. I'm just done with the beat the champion to get a title shot.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And well, I'll get into it once we get further into this match.
So there was, I mean, the match was good. There wasn't much to say. It was back and forth.
Right.
You get Alexa taking over on Bailey. You get Nia interfering, which brings out Sasha. Mm-hmm. Sasha then distracts Nia. They brawl. That causes Alexa to be distracted for no reason. She gets rolled up.
Right.
She kicks out and then immediately gets hit with the belly to belly, or Bailey to belly, and then gets pinned. You made your champion look like a fucking idiot.
Right, which brings us once again to why are you in the ring paying attention to somebody outside the ring?
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with what's going on inside the ring when you're in a fight.
Well, and especially, it wasn't even you were distracted. You kicked out of the distraction. It's just then,
yeah,
move done.
Right.
It didn't make much sense. Now, in fairness, and we'll just skip ahead, we did get them backstage, and they decided, okay, you two are just going to face off to figure out who deserves a title shot.
Yeah, Sasha and Bailey.
Bailey's point is more valid to me, but in fairness, Sasha still is owed a rematch. So regardless, she is owed it.
Now,
but why do you have Bailey? Never mind.
But yeah, one thing I did enjoy out of this is I was skimming through Twitter pretty much during the match or right after, and I follow Emma on Twitter, and Emma posted her displeasure for basically not being involved in anything television-wise.
Yeah, not on television at all.
You know, says something to the likes of, "Oh, it's great to see Bailey, Sasha, Nia, and Alexa get opportunities that some of us aren't getting," or basically, to paraphrase. And you know, I can't say I disagree with her. I mean, once again, we have the same 4 women.
Yep. You have other women you can involve, and you're not involving them. And it's not that they don't have time, and it's not that they're not drawing. The women segments are still showing upticks always. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying it needs to be all women all the time, but you can't tell me you can't have like a quick women's match, a significant women's match, and then another whatever women's match, hour 1, hour 2, hour 3.
Right. I mean, you
do 3 cruiserweight matches damn near every week.
Yeah,
2 to 3.
Those. I mean, they have their own show.
Yeah, but I know why they're doing it. They're promoting the show.
Well, yeah, I know.
But I agree with you. Instead of having 2 of those segments, have 1 segment. And give another segment to the women.
Promoting their show on Tuesday nights doesn't make me give a fuck about the matches anymore, because I don't.
No,
I don't care about
I agree with you.
anymore.
But their thought process is, we don't have a women's show we're promoting. The women are here. But at the same time, there's no reason. Like, they were doing it, but they were just doing it with Nia Jax. You can have a fucking enhancement match. Have Emma face a local talent.
I was going to say, you have 3 women you're still not using.
Bring up an NXT woman just to face off. There's nothing wrong with having somebody, I don't even know, come up and fucking do it.
You brought back Mickie James for what?
For nothing.
To bring her to Raw and not use her?
Yeah, she was being used on SmackDown.
She was. And
you still have Summer Rae.
Yeah.
So that hasn't done shit.
Promoted the shit out of Emma.
And nothing.
When she was coming back. And nothing.
Yep. Because you put a stupid fucking gimmick on her that didn't work for her. But then it's like, just go back to the gimmick that was working before she got hurt.
Right.
Dana Brooks, where the fuck is she?
Yeah.
Holy shit. But that my point is that I agree with you. You have this one story, and it's like, well, heaven forbid we focus on 2 stories. It's just like right now on SmackDown. We'll get to that. But your story with Naomi right now is sit around and wait. I mean, that's her story right now. You beat Lana 3 times. Lana, they're pointing out basically Lana has no reason to be there. Mm-hmm. Yet we're going to sit around and just, you're going to wait because we're going to have 5 women face off to figure out who faces you. Can't she be doing something with somebody while she waits? Even as a non-title. Be like, hey, you know what? I'm tired of her threatening to cash in on me. I want to take Carmella on right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with you. You're ignoring these women, and then you expect to just rehab them. Mm-hmm. And it works. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not that hard to like Bailey right now. She's already rehabbed, and they were treating her like shit for a month. But yeah, you don't put women on television, and then you're like, oh, remember Emma? Like, no. I mean, you and I do, but your casual fans, like, okay, who the fuck is this? Why should I care?
As much as I really enjoy, Alexa Bliss and Bailey and Sasha, I'm tired of the same fucking thing over and over.
It's
again.
already boring, and she just came over like 3 months ago.
Right, because it's she took the belt off of Bailey, and then it's basically been her versus Sasha. So you're doing the same shit that you did with Charlotte.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, is Sasha the only one that deserves to be pushed to the fucking moon at this point?
But every time they give her the belt, she loses right away, and then she has a back injury.
Right.
They do the same story. I don't know.
I don't understand where they're going with.
Besides,
at least SmackDown's doing something with all of their talent, with the exception of the champion.
Yes, like they're
I guess
ignoring
Carmella's not really doing anything at the moment either.
And they were gonna. Well, Carmella's waiting her time out, but it's like you are doing something with all the women on SmackDown, but it's one thing.
Well, right.
Well, everybody wrestle each other because why not?
Right.
With Tamina.
But there seems to be a continuing storyline regarding the women at this point. So
here's my
at least
point.
That's something.
Here's my problem, though. Why would Carmella not want to be in a match for number one contendership? Just because she has the fucking briefcase case doesn't mean shit.
Right.
You can win because here's my thing. I would like to face you because then let's say I beat you down and you win on a fluke. Here it is. I'm cashing in and give me another chance at beating your ass.
Right.
I don't know. Anyways, we get Kurt backstage with Corey. I put much nervous, such regrets. As we'll find out, is absolutely stupid. Mm-hmm. Titus Worldwide backstage announcing a rematch, but they were interrupted by Daivari. Tozawa's talking about how he wants a rematch against Neville, and then Daivari comes in and says, blah, 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 yum, 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 we'll have a match. And that's what happened. I'm sorry, it took me a second to even realize it was Daivari. That's how much I'm not watching 205 Live.
Right.
We get Kendrick and Gulak, who shaved his beard and he looks ridiculous, versus Mustafa Ali and Jack Gallagher. No purple rope, so they are done with that, thank God. And then there wasn't much here. Gallagher fought off, hot tag, hits him headbutts him into the corner. Ali goes up, inverted 450, your win. It was like a 3-minute match.
Yep.
Enzo promo, it was fine. It's too long.
Right.
You cannot do every week 10 minutes of, I'm still out here and I'm... You can't do that. It's boring. Also, I don't run from any fight. Cass comes down, he runs from the fight.
Yeah, he runs, right. Runs out of the ring.
Jesus Christ. This brings up Big Show. Big Show and Cass fight. Big Show beats him up on the outside. They end up in the ring. He hits Big Show in the ribs. Enzo tries to interfere. Enzo gets kicked. And then Big Cass leaves standing tall. So, who gets over in this? Nobody.
Right.
That's who.
It does make Cass look strong.
Not really, because last week he ran away. Why run away from a guy that you can beat up?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I did put... I did like Show's biceps. Did you see his fucking... He's got some... Yeah. Like those gains, bruh. Looking big, bruh.
He still looks... I don't know.
Been fat for as long as he has. It's sad, but he's old, and he lost a lot of weight, and even he has a lot of muscle. That's a lot of skin.
Not even just that. I mean, he just looks really clunky in the ring.
Well, I think that's his knees.
And you're probably right.
He can do big men matches as we've seen with like Strowman. They're going to be slow, but he is still, I think, better as I'll stand in the middle and you bump around me.
Yeah.
And I think he does better in that, and him and Cass are not going to have that.
Right.
Where Strowman can still kind of bump around him, Cass can't really bump around him, so it's going to be walk and brawl. Mm-hmm. And that's boring, which made it boring.
And I will definitely agree with you with this new heel gimmick. They need to change Cass's image.
Yes.
They need to do something.
Hair, pants.
Yeah. Do away with
he's a big dude.
the
He just,
yeah.
and it's not like he's not in shape. It's just the tights aren't working for me. You're 7 foot tall. That's a lot of leg.
Yeah.
And you're a thick body. You know, it's not like he's not jacked. He's thick. He's strong. He's a thick dude. You're giving him tights. And it didn't work for me.
Yeah, they need to do something with his gimmick. I mean, he's portraying a heel really well. They just need to do something with his look.
Yeah, he's getting over that way. And even as a scaredy cat, heel was fine. But you left Show laying with Enzo laying. So why be a coward?
Right.
If you'd have got a cheap shot on Show and then rolled out of the ring, got the fuck out of Dodge, I get that. Okay, fuck you, I'm out. And that's fine. But you beat them both up at the end of the day. So it's fine. I know where they're going. I know they're building to this match. It just it left me flat. And I want everybody to know that I actually like this show. It sounds like I'm being negative. I actually really enjoyed this show. It's just little things that are, you're left wondering why they did this or that.
Right.
Man bun Roman, baby. I love the man bun. I wish he would just fucking always have the man bun. It's fucking sweet as shit. Ain't gonna lie. Roman's gonna win because he the big dog.
Oh my god, I am so fucking sick and tired of hearing that.
That's what it was. The promo was fine. It just was, I'm gonna win because it's my yard and I'm the big dog. Man bun. He walked off. So next week, we are going to get the Miztourage versus Not the Shield. By the way, I want to go back to the beginning segment. They were chanting for the first time in probably 2 years, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So, can we just all agree that the easiest way to get Roman Reigns back over is to just do the Shield reunion?
Right.
Because they will love the fuck out of him?
Yep.
Anyways, so next week it's a 3-on-2. Miztourage versus Not the Shield. Then, Brian, for some reason, we get... I'm sorry, I'm scrolling to make sure I'm not fucking anything up. There we go. We got Finn Balor versus Elias Samson. And I put here, why?
Right, why?
Did Elias Samson not get beat up cleanly last week?
Yeah.
Do you start feuds with the face killing the heel without any repercussion?
Nope.
Do you then have the match start exactly the same way it did the week before? I'm going to play a song for you. Oh, I got cut off. I'm so mad.
That's his gimmick.
But it's stupid when it happens every fucking week.
How about can we talk about not putting one of your best talents
against Elias Samson right now?
Against people who injure him. He got concussed by Jinder Mahal, and now he gets
lit up.
Gashed on the head.
Well, here's the problem, too.
By Samson.
When you have a gimmicked guitar, which I'm assuming they had the gimmick guitar.
I hope so.
I hope so. You have to hit them on the head, so it explodes.
Yeah.
When you hit them on the arm, the explosion goes into their face and their head. He apparently is okay, which is good. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of that match, when he hit him with that fucking guitar, hit him right on the shoulder, which was fine. If you don't have something that's going to explode when you swing it.
Right.
Hitting him on the head, the particles go away, and you might get cut where you originally hit, but you hit him on the crown of the head with a gimmicked... I mean, it's like getting hit in the head with a fucking cookie sheet. You're probably going to be fine. Hitting somebody in the shoulder like that whips around, hits you in the back of the head. Neck problems, concussion, because you got hit in the fucking back of your head. Anyways, right. The match, there's nothing to talk about. The match was almost exactly the same. It was fine. Elias Samson is more than competent in the ring. They go back and forth, and then you still get the ending, which was Balor. Balor was going to win. They end up outside. He eats a guitar shot, and he's bleeding out the back of his head. Wasn't that bad, but he was bleeding. And this sets up Balor versus not Samson. We're getting a rematch next week, but this led to a promo by
with Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Which was an amazing promo, by the way.
What's a good promo?
I love Bray Wyatt's promos.
I do too. They're just a little droning.
Well, yeah.
Hey, man. I can't even do a voice. I'm sorry.
I dig him.
I do too. I like me some Wyatt. It just
he
his
deserves,
promos get a little long in the tooth sometimes.
He deserves better because he actually can pull off his gimmick really well. And there's people. I don't know. I guess there's people who are getting bigger pushes that can't exactly do it.
Yeah,
as well as him.
He's always going to get a thing. He's always going to get a program over with his mouth. And then when you give him time to work, he's kind of like a Steve Austin. And I'm not saying they work the same, but his 5-minute matches suck. But his 15, 20-minute matches are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because he tells a big story and it starts out slow. Same thing with Seth Rollins. I don't particularly like Seth Rollins in 5-10 minute chunks. I like Seth Rollins 15, 20 minutes. There's a lot of guys like that. Nakamura, everybody's like, well, his matches on SmackDown when he works are a bit boring. Well, he's a 20, 25 minute guy.
Right.
So you're not going to see his best stuff in 5-10 minutes. Because his best stuff is, I beat the fuck out of you, and the whole point of this move I hit was building up from 20 minutes of doing XYZ, whatever it may be. Now, in fairness, AJ Styles is that guy, but AJ Styles is better suited for TV matches too, because he's done it forever. He knows how to do a 5-minute match. He knows how to make it different. I don't know. Sasha and Bayley backstage bickering, as we talked about, and next week we'll get Sasha versus Bayley for the number 1 contendership. Yay! Brian, are you ready?
Yes.
Say yeah!
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 Yes.
Revival want the Hardys, and tonight the Hardys will care about the Revival. So they said, we don't care about the Hardys, but after tonight, the Hardys will care about the Revival. So I love the Revival. I really do.
Still, #fuck the Revival.
Mm-hmm. What were you telling me, though, that they had on WWE?
I'm a bigger fan of the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes. So it's an ongoing thing. Apparently, one of the Young Bucks' backpack got stolen or lost or misplaced. I think he said it was stolen.
Yes.
And it had one or two of his passports in it. And he posted about it on Twitter. So then one of the Revival, I can't remember which one it was, posted a picture of a black backpack and a passport. Just fucking with them. So they've been kind of going back and forth on Twitter a little bit. Well, WWE's Instagram shot video of the Revival heading towards the ring, carrying the black backpack, and then drops the passport, bends down, picks it up, and says, "Oh, we don't want to forget this." Hands it, and they put it into the backpack, yes. And then go over and autograph a sign that says "Forever the Revival." So it's kind of an ongoing Twitter thing, yes. And it's kind of neat to see the WWE actually kind of going along with this whole thing. Let them
play along, yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty funny.
I just love.
And actually, the Matt, I think it was Matt Jackson, tagged his brother and was like, "You need to see this."
Oh God. Yeah, I love that they're playing off each other, and I love that they're having a good time with this. So you got #fuck the Revival and #forever the Revival. Yeah. So whichever side you're on. We get Tozawa versus Daivari. Tozawa had a bad wing. That was the whole story of the match. Daivari beats the fuck out of it. Finally, you get Titus. He gets up onto the apron, and he verbally quits for Tozawa. Tozawa gets pissed, rolls out of the ring, and he's like, "You never care about me." He goes, "I never quit. I never quit." Was very angry. Did a very good job of pushing off that he was not happy. So they seemingly reconciled in the back. when he just said, "Well, I want Davari again on Wednesday, or Tuesday." I'm sorry, and I did not see how that match went, but I did like how pissed off he acted because he lost a match based on someone quitting for him.
Yes.
You're looking that up, aren't you?
I am.
Yes.
Let's see.
But yeah, Tozawa is very good in the ring. Davari's actually really good in the ring. It just, again, getting invested in storylines when I just don't have another hour to give, guys. I'm watching New Japan, trying to watch ROH, trying to watch TNA, GFW, whatever, and to give another hour, even NXT is hard. Did I waste enough time?
No, I can't. The fucking website that I clicked on was not telling me.
Let's say Tozawa won. Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Can you break down the going to ruin his career announcement that Kurt Angle had?
So Kurt comes to the ring, and he's going to let the world know of his quote-unquote secret shame, which isn't a shame, I guess, in the end.
Why?
Well, he says that in college, he was dating a lady. Apparently, they did sex.
They made fuck, yes. Also proving that Kurt Angle hits it and quits it because he said 9 months after we broke up.
Yeah.
Which means he fucked her and then was like, I'm done.
Right. So he hits it and quits it, and he's got jungle fever because Kurt Angle announces that he has Jason Jordan as his son, which the internet went crazy over and basically turned it into the Peter Griffin singing My Black Son with Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle's heads posted on the video.
It's so stupid. Here's my question to you. Okay, so the reveal is Kurt Angle has an illegitimate son who he had in college while not married.
Yes.
So he's guilty of having unprotected sex with a woman, potentially hitting it and quitting it, which happens. She puts him up for adoption. Kurt knows nothing of this until recently.
Yes.
So he's literally done nothing wrong. It's not like he's a deadbeat dad. It's not like he's tried to hide this son. He just found out about him.
So, yeah, and I mean, how are you going to, how... I don't understand how this would have came back to ruin his career and his life because it happened when he was quote-unquote kayfabe in college.
Yeah,
like
28 years ago.
The worst thing he did was he hit it and quit it without protection.
So that's worse than his DUIs.
Right.
His run-in with the laws. His pill addiction.
Right.
And I'm not bringing this up because I love Kurt Angle. I mean, I'm not bringing this up to downgrade the guy, but if he's hired back after all that shit and he came back from it and being a good person that he is and a clean person that he is now, having a son out of wedlock kind of isn't a big deal. Now, here's my question to you, and I don't believe this, but I'm asking. Do you think the WWE thought that the controversy would be that Jordan is black?
I would imagine that's where they were going.
That's the only thing I can think of. And here's what I honestly think. They didn't know what the reveal was going to be, so they just built it up.
Yeah.
And then the reveal was Jason Jordan's his son. And that was the end of it.
And it was funny, too, because a lot of people on Twitter said, well, hey, you remember that time that Kurt Angle was infatuated with Booker T's wife?
He was. He wanted to have that kind of bestiality sex.
Yeah.
Which is with an animal, not with a woman.
Right. They,
He also stalked Raka Khan in TNA. Like, for real, like she had to get a restraining order on him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were like dating. It was weird.
Nice.
By the way, Akira Tozawa won.
He did. I just saw that.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the only thing. I think it's just they built it and then they didn't have a result and they didn't know where they're heading, so they just built it because we want to build it up. But how I'm left with it is, at the end of the day, your only controversy that you could potentially be building in this situation is that he has a black son. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? I mean, to the point where I put here, I said, moment of truth. Big announcement. Jason Jordan is his son. I said, ... Also, he may or may not have killed a hooker. Just saying. That was in passing. I'm expecting that. Like, I fucking killed a lady of the night. Put her in a trash can. Sorry. But the WWE accepts me for who I am.
You know what I'm more upset about and offended about is they broke up American Alpha.
Yes.
That's more upsetting to me than that he has an illegitimate black kid.
Unless you do something right with Gable, which it sounds like they might.
Right.
And they better do something with Jordan, because there is absolutely no reason not to do something with Jason Jordan.
Well, yeah, at this point now, yeah.
You have to put, even if it fails, you have to give it an attempt. This has to be a push. This has to be big. I don't know. Guys, it was underwhelming, but I don't think there was really anything that could be announced that was going to be whelming.
Right.
So there you go. Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. Which, by the way, I would like to take it back. I'm saying it wrong. He's not even illegitimate.
Right.
It's just a kid out of wedlock.
Yeah,
he didn't have a kid while married with another woman. This was just kid out of wedlock.
Right.
So legitimate son that got adopted by a beautiful, loving family. I hope. So we get the Revival versus the Hardys. I just put here, good match, weird finish. You get Dash crotching Jeff on the top, roll up by Dawson, and he gets the trunks for the 3 count. He pulls a little hard. I think Jeff Hardy's shoulders were still on the mat, but how he rolled him, it just looked like he rolled all the way through. So
his right shoulder was up.
Yeah. They played it off. They did do the replays and ended up with inconclusive evidence. So it is what it is. It was a fine match. It was a good way to get the Revival over. It's a good way to start this feud. You get a bullshit finish with the tights, and you can go at it again at SummerSlam, which I'm assuming that's what they're going to do.
Right.
Next week we will get Finn and Samson again, but this time there must be a winner, Brian, because it's no DQ, forgetting that we already had a winner 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Ma. Then we get your main event of the evening. Well, you didn't like that? Ma.
Yeah, I did like that. That was pretty good.
We get Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. I put here, Styles makes fights, and I get that. But it's hard to get into a 20 plus, almost a 30 plus minute match when Joe went 6 minutes with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, and I get how they did the fast start so it still felt longer. But you had a match here between a guy that was fucking the world out of Brock Lesnar, going in here and having a wrestling match with Roman Reigns.
Right.
That's not a complaint. That just, it hit me as I was watching it, okay? So we get 20 plus minutes, 30 plus minutes. We get 2 commercials, which just kills everything, because I could have just fast forwarded to the end. And I know it's about the story, but the story doesn't make sense when I know it's not going to end.
But
because
you knew exactly
you
what was
are
gonna
putting
happen.
commercials in.
Well, yeah. Well, plus you already knew it was going to happen. You called it, and you talked to me about it earlier that day.
Yes, I did call it. We do get a drop by the Samoan Joe on Samoa Joe, because his name is Joe, and he's Samoan as well. Get it? Do you get it, though?
Yes.
Yeah. Finally, we get near the end of the match, and all of a sudden you hear, blood!
Yes.
Yes, thank God. I marked. I loved it. Braun comes out, beats the fuck out of both of them. The match is thrown out. So I was wrong. I thought he would cost Joe the match, but he didn't cost him the match. It actually was just thrown out.
Yeah, it was just basically ended.
Yeah, I love
And
that
the referee ran for his life.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck this. He was out. I love how he drags Roman Reigns by the vest, like he's a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
And the only problem with this, guys, is that I would rather see Braun versus Lesnar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then, given another choice, I would like to see a rematch of Joe versus Lesnar.
Yep.
The last match I want to see is Roman Reigns versus Lesnar, and that's nothing against Roman Reigns. Just this build, who do I want to see? Well, Braun beat Roman. Braun beat the fuck out of both of them. Joe stood toe-to-toe with with Brock Lesnar, has beaten Roman. So who do I want to see? Well, the two intense guys that have been beating the fuck out of everybody.
Right.
That's just me.
Yep.
Overall, though, I thought this was a good match. I think they're building really well to SummerSlam already, especially this main event. I think they're going to cop out and go with a 4-way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. But if the idea right now, especially news just coming out today, guess who's back in the USADA poll?
Who?
Brock Lesnar.
Ah.
So, A, Brock is clean, everybody. He knows he's clean because he just put himself out to be tested.
Right.
B, that means within his suspension's almost up because he only got a year. He is eligible within 4 months to fight because he has to be in the pool for 4 months. Which means he ain't going to have time for a lot of stuff, which means they may take the belt off of him. And if he's going into a fight, I don't see them pinning him either. By the way, little thing I learned today, Brian.
Yes.
Last guy to pin Brock Lesnar. Pin him.
But it was Goldberg, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Good call. Last person to beat him for a championship was him as well. So I'm stupid. But yes, you are right. Good call. God.
So you forgot about that.
Smart. I did forget about that. I really did. You don't necessarily need to pin him. So I think if they do a 4-way, there is a way out of that. But I still think it's cop-out.
It is. You think he'd go back to MMA?
He's going to. You don't go back in the USADA pool if you're not going to.
I mean, that's true.
That's big money.
Hasn't his career kind of been on a downward swing?
No. Besides, okay, so he tested positive for not HGH, actually. It was actually the masking agent. Mm-hmm. So was he doping? Yeah, I believe he was. Do I think Mark Hunt wasn't doping? No. I don't believe that for a second. But there's a lot of money to be had, and he'd still, at the end of the day, I don't care if he tested positive or not, he beat the fuck out of Mark Hunt. Which means he thinks he still can go with somebody.
I mean, I don't watch MMA because I don't care for it.
I mean, he messed him up. I get the HGH stuff, but he messed him up.
Is Mark Hunt somebody that...
Decent. Decent.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, decent. He's on a downturn.
He has actually beat somebody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mark Hunt is a well-known fighter.
The last time I really only heard of Brock Lesnar, he got the shit beat out of him by whoever beat him for the title after he beat Mir.
Yeah. God, I can't think of the guy's name either. And that was a guy that was on a hot shot. Heavyweights don't last too long. And I think that's what the great thing about Brock Lesnar is. Okay, you have a guy that 5 years ago was relevant, and he's still relevant. Yeah. Will he win his next fight? I don't know. It depends on who they match him up with. Ideally, if they're doing it the right way, he's unranked, so he shouldn't be able to face a 1, 2, or 3 guy. But it's money, and they need to make a buttload of money because they just spent like $4 billion buying the company.
Yeah,
and WWE gets a cut.
Brock's going to be a moneymaker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll make money. I'll watch it. Watch him potentially get his ass kicked, but he's still fun in there because it's not going 3 rounds. Someone's getting probably knocked out. So let's go. Love to see it. So anyways, back to that whole thing. I think they might do a 4-way, but at the end of the day, I don't think they need to. I think if you're going to do it and your point is to get Roman Reigns over, quote unquote, Roman Reigns 1-on-1 and he beats him. And now you have your challengers who you hide from for a little while. You have something come up where Joe is busy and Braun is busy, and you go ahead and do Roman Reigns versus somebody that he can destroy. Then Roman Reigns against somebody he can feud with. And then as you get into fall, if you're not bringing Brock Lesnar back till WrestleMania, that's when you reintroduce a Samoa Joe. You reintroduce Braun, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Good show, I thought. If there was a lot of sameness about the show, but I thought it was a pretty good show overall.
Oh, I agree. I wasn't super disappointed in it. I really kind of liked the way that, in a way, I can't say that I totally liked it. The way that the main event ended.
Yeah. Because you still got fucked.
Yeah, and now we're kind of up in the air on what's going on, but fucking Braun Strowman is a goddamn beast. Oh my god, I love that guy.
Yeah, and we have 6 weeks to SummerSlam, so
yeah.
If we were like 3 weeks out, I would be very disappointed. The fact that we got another week or two to waste. Yeah, and Brock's going to be here next week, supposedly. So
I understand why they're doing the cruiserweights, but I just don't care anymore.
I don't either.
And unless it's got Neville in it, I don't care.
And right now, Neville's been on the show in tag matches eating pins.
Right, exactly.
So, what fun is that? Are you ready for SmackDown, Brian?
Yes.
You ready for the recap?
Smack that ass, yes.
USA! USA!
Right.
USA! 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 The whole fucking show! The whole fucking show! The whole fucking show! 3 of your fucking matches is revolving around who's got the biggest, bestest fucking red, white, and blue penis.
Yep.
Is it John Cena? Is it AJ Styles? Or is it fucking Kevin Owens? Or is it Randy Orton defending the great USA over the fucking goddamn India? Because apparently we're at war with them, everybody. Last I knew, Gandhi and his warmongering ways.
Right.
What the fuck? And that's the only thing I'm going to say about it.
They did invent the Punani prison.
They did invent a Punani prison. And I want to go. I want to see how it is.
Right.
I would assume it's a little moist, a little damp.
It's really nice. A little smelly.
Maybe a little smelly.
I thought they opened the opening of the show actually was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like Jinder Mahal, but I can see that he's not as bad as I thought he was. On the mic, anyways.
Yeah.
He's still not great, but he gets heat. And it could just be because he's very much this country is terrible, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, my country's better than your country, which is fine. I mean,
but
he's not the first guy that's done it.
Right, but here's what I have to say: you're in a country that gives a semi-no talent piece of shit like you a championship and making millions of dollars.
If you were in the caste system in India, you're fucked, buddy.
Right, exactly.
Jesus. Yeah, Jinder comes down with the gender benders. And Jinder, he has a superstar look. He's got that.
Yeah.
He's okay on the mic.
He's okay on the mic. He's not
and
great.
He's not that great in the ring. So we have one of 3.
Yeah.
Which is good. Which, you know what? People got over with less. What's that?
Let's not forget he can. And this was funny too because going back to when Samson cut Balor's head open. They're like, oh well, Jinder Mahal concussed him and he got the championship. So next thing we know, Samson's gonna take the belt off of Brock.
That is a good point.
So
yeah. He's trying to hurt Finn to get a title shot.
Right.
Well, it did work for Seth as well.
Yeah. That's true.
So, the only thing... Okay, so let me get this out of the way. This is mostly a joke. because I think the Jumpy prison is cool looking. Mm-hmm. It's such a waste of bamboo. Do they hate pandas? Are they that pissed off at the WWF still?
Yes.
Because there's no reason for it. It's too much. But it's cool as shit looking. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He comes down, he doesn't even really cut a promo. He kind of cuts a promo, and then fucking the gender benders talk about the rules. You call out, open up the cage.
And then they start barking at the refs like they're dogs.
You open them up, and then for 60 seconds, they stay open, but after 60 seconds, they close.
So the gender benders turned into Randy Macho Man.
Yes, they did. And then when you get out, the only way to get out of the second cage is to climb it. We fucking know. Jesus, fuck me. It was a waste of time. However, It was cool. It was cool to see him in there. The whole point was to get over the structure. The whole point was to show the structure and remind people how the match works, which is fine. Randy comes down. He makes a point that making this match was kind of a mistake in Gender's part, and that's true.
Yeah.
He made a match where it keeps the guys that have helped him win out.
Right.
So the gender benders are out. So how does Gender win?
By climbing out of the Punani prison.
Yes. Now what I did enjoy is that Randy took his shirt off and talked about going to prison. You afraid to go into prison? It's kind of cool in here. The guys are nice. Pot's good.
Get some really strong toilet hooch.
Yeah, there you go. So we get Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston. What I did like about this match was the one-man unicorn stop in the corner. Kofi's like, yeah. Looks around. He's like, walks out around the thing, comes back in. Yeah. Does it. Thought it was funny, but then he twerked. That was stupid. Mm-hmm. He did do a kind of cool standing double stomp on Jimmy, which I liked. We get a double leg drop by Kofi. Trouble in Paradise gets turned into what I put a clusterfuck in the corner. Yes. He was trying to snake eye him, kind of throw him on the corner, and it didn't work. Kofi fights off Jimmy on the outside, or not Jimmy, Jimmy off the top. There we go. And is hit with the crossbody, but Jimmy rolls through and gets the win. So Jimmy literally did 0 moves-ish to Kofi, but Kofi can't kick out of a roll through.
Right.
So there's your winner. Jimmy wins on a fluke.
He didn't even pull on his tights either. So you knew normally when you see a situation like that, he's grabbing the tights.
Yeah, or you get something cinched up. He just rolled on top of him.
Right. I don't know. I'm tired of this feud already.
Yeah.
I'm really upset that they're more than likely going to take the belts off of the Usos.
I'm fine with that, but if you're doing singles matches, why can I not fucking see me some Big E? Please.
I'll give you that, but honestly, I would much rather see the tag titles on the Usos than the fucking New Day, because I don't like the New Day shtick. I think their gimmick is stupid.
Yeah, but it's getting over. Well, but so is the Uso stuff.
You have a bunch of marks that even still get over for John Cena.
You fucking marks.
They still fucking chant for John Cena and his stupid USA bullshit.
Fucking marks.
Goddamn marks.
Shane's backstage with his women's division.
He survived a helicopter crash.
By the way, yeah. He crashed a helicopter, everybody. And he's fine. Everybody's fine. But he did crash. No injuries.
One of the Young Bucks said, Shane McMahon, the only person who can take a bump from a helicopter and live.
And get the 3 count.
Right.
He's backstage. This was stupid, but it did bring up, which was funny. Natty goes, well, why doesn't Becky and Charlotte face off? But the other thing it brought up is that there's no reason for Lana to be a wrestler. I'll take on Lana. You're not taking on Lana. Well, I'll take on Lana. You're not taking on Lana. It's like,
what? Okay, so what? All of a sudden, what all of a sudden is Natalia's problem with Lana?
She didn't have a problem with Lana. She's with Lana. She doesn't want Lana wrestling.
She said that she was going to fight her.
Oh, because she won an easy win.
And
she didn't have a problem with her. She just wants an easy win.
It also shows that Tamina should not talk.
Ever.
Hey! What's wrong with you?
I'm going to get you. Don't talk bad about my blonde.
Nobody's wrestling Lana.
She gave me the cornbread. And she bought my side. She braided my hair. You hear me?
Right.
Yeah, it's stupid. Tamina, God bless her, little heart. She sucks. She's not good. And she's not that great in the ring. She's adequate, and she's had a lot of years of experience.
Yeah.
And she's adequate at best. Let that sink in.
Yes.
So anyways, this sets up Bexy versus Charlotte. Becky versus Charlotte. There we go. Here's my other bitch. SmackDown lost a guy, and they got nobody in return.
Right.
I'd like to point that out.
Yeah.
So this is what Kurt Angle needs to do. Next week he comes out and he goes, I found out I have another illegitimate son, Chad Gable. He's here on Raw! Yay! The next week, I'm like, had an illegitimate daughter, Becky Lynch. Hey, Becky! Woo! And just draft everybody off of fucking SmackDown. Be like, wait a minute. What the... This is unfair. He's lying. He's obviously lying.
Right.
I'd like to announce that I have a love affair with AJ Styles. Welcome, AJ Styles! Yeah! I was in Japan once.
Shinsuke, my boy.
I was out in the woods and met a lone wolf. Baron Corbin, everybody!
Charlotte, remember when your dad was styling and profiling?
I was too. Woo! I just need a moment.
You take a moment. Take a
Jesus. I just realized. No, that isn't enough.
Nice.
Kurt Angle gets everybody off of SmackDown by saying he fucked everybody in the world.
Yes.
Or fucked them. He gets everybody off NXT. Bobby Roode.
The hell of a
Me and him had a moment together. I would like to welcome Bobby Roode, glorious in bed as he is in the ring. Anyways, they interview the Chadster. Makes a lot of good points. Wish I would have been told.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. We have a tag team. He just kind of disappeared. But he did say that there's something to come and he will be doing something. I did like when she goes, so what is in the future for you? He goes, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Right.
He goes, no, I'm just, you're going to see a lot out of me. So I hope they do something with him. He's still young. He's still got a lot to learn, but you put him in the ring. That guy, for how many years experience he has as just a wrestler, he's a Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah.
He picked it up very quickly. That's what people forget. Kurt Angle was like 6 months in the business, and he was on the main roster.
Yeah.
And better than most of the main roster.
Yeah.
And Chad Gable the same way. He just came in, and he's like, oh, I know how to do this. Got it. So
they probably could have, said that he was Kurt Angle's son.
He's going to be. He has another illegitimate child.
They were going with the shock factor of, it's interracial.
Well, and I think the whole thing, they said up to the last minute, they had them both there in suits. So I guess it was to the last minute of the decision. They were it was going to be Chad Gable or it was going to be Jason Jordan. That's what it sounds like.
Gotcha.
And they went with Jason Jordan. And, in fairness, if it was because of interracial, whatever, I could see that. I honestly think they probably looked at it this way. Who needs more of a bump?
Yeah.
They've been high on Jason Jordan, and Jason Jordan is the guy that needed Chad Gable to get where he's at. And I don't mean that in a mean way. He needed another guy to really learn from.
Right.
So you put him with Kurt Angle, he's going to learn a lot from Kurt Angle, where Chad Gable doesn't really need a Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
per se. So I'm hoping that was their decision. You get
Hopefully.
Mike. Oh, go ahead.
Hopefully they do something with both of them.
Well, one they have to, and the other one there's no reason not to. But he is also 5'8", so.
Yeah.
But he can probably take half of the fucking locker room or more.
Right.
So, Mike Kanellis, it sounds like Kurt Angle did take on half the locker room. They're all drafted. So we get Mike Kanellis versus Sami Zayn. This is literally all I can say. Fucking love Mike Kanellis' music. Because it's amazing. It was all Sammy for almost all the match. Maria comes to protect Mike in the corner.
Yes.
Hits a stiff right and then the Samoan driver for the victory. That was a waste of time.
Yes.
Absolutely. But it'll be a feud, so whatever. But it was a waste of time.
And yet again, we have another feud another match where Sami Zayn needs a fucking pin.
Yeah. Why not?
Like, I mean, I get it. You're not gonna have him win all the time, but come on. Like, I don't know that the man has won a match.
Yeah, he beat Baron Corbin twice.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, he beat him twice, and then Baron ended up winning out at the end, but that's where they're heading. I still think at the end of the day, Sami Zayn gets the best of this, and they still have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens in the pocket.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn has a winning record over Kevin Owens, I do believe. There you go.
El Generico.
Ole, ole, ole. So, then we get... Are you ready for this, Brian?
Yes.
John Cena! You didn't hear me. John Cena!
Fuck.
John Cena. John.
Fucking USA.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I put, Brian. Here's his
that's
promo.
like all his fucking promo was.
Well, while the promo was good, because he did exactly what he was set out to do, it was literally USA, flag match, USA.
And he basically shit on every other fucking match coming up at Battleground.
Yeah, mine's more important than all of yours. So fuck you.
You're gonna see, blah blah blah. You're gonna see da da da. So, well, what are you gonna remember?
Me taking down a flag.
John Cena, because John Cena, USA,
John
USA.
Cena. But he wears a shirt that's more like Coastal Island with the orange and green. Anyways, what was cool about this is you did get set up and get excited about the match because after he fucking self-fellatios him and fucking jerks USA off, which is fine. We're from the USA. I'm not patriotic. It's just, it's old. Plus Donald Trump.
Right.
It's kind of hard to get behind. But, Rusev comes... What's that?
I said unless you're Kurt Angle.
Yeah, true. So Rusev comes down, beat the fuck out of Cena, puts him in the accolade. John Cena fights up, gets put back in it, fights up, gets put back in it. So at the end of the day, Rusev goes and grabs his flag, which, by the way, a flag match should be you putting your flag up, not taking your flag down.
Right.
Just saying. But whatever, it's a pole match, no one cares. Well, everybody cares, but nobody cares which way it goes up or down.
Right. They only care that John Cena's gonna win.
John Cena. I still think.
That's all they care about.
Still think Rusev. Well, we'll talk about it. We have our predictions. So we get AJ and Nakamura backstage. Nak just looks right at AJ, looks at the belt, looks up at him, and goes, "One day you will call." He goes, "I will answer," and he just walks out. That was cool as fuck.
Yes.
I love that.
He's like, hey, you want to talk strategy for our match? He just shakes his head no.
No strategy. Which
Now,
played
I love
into the
it.
match, them losing.
Well,
Spoiler.
that, and I love the fact that it's kind of foreshadowing that AJ's probably going to keep the belt, and then your next match for that belt is going to be AJ versus Nakamura.
Which will be amazing and a great SummerSlam match. But here's the cool thing. If it's Owens versus Nakamura, it's going to be amazing too.
Well, yeah.
So either way, I'm excited.
I think that they were building it up more for AJ.
But what if you get a situation where Baron Corbin cashes in and Baron Corbin wins and Nakamura goes for the belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But then what do you do with AJ?
Right.
Or Owens? So it's probably not going to happen. Good point. Sorry, everybody. So we get Becky versus Charlotte. I thought this was a really good match. But
really
what
good.
was it for, Brian?
Just for nothing.
It was for absolutely nothing.
To try to turn those two on each other.
It was a waste of a match just to have a match. Now, again, this is... Okay, I'm bitching. I really am. I'm nitpicking. But this is an important match. They face off rarely, especially right now. It's face versus face. Don't waste this match.
Right.
So you gave us a match with a clean finish with the idea then the bad girls come in and beat them down. Don't do a clean finish then. Don't do a long match. There's no reason Becky needed to beat Charlotte at this point in time until it's for something. Or Charlotte's turning heel. Which is to be seen.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. But how does she turn heel? Then your only faces are the champion and Becky.
Right.
So they're probably not doing that. Let's just put it that
Yeah,
way.
I was gonna say I don't see that happening, at least not at this point.
You get a lot of back and forth. You get Natty on commentary, disarmor by Becky. Charlotte reaches her ropes. She pulls her out, puts her back in it, and Charlotte taps. So it was anticlimactic because it was for nothing. If this was for a championship opportunity at SummerSlam, I get it. You did this for nothing. So at the end of the day, it's a good match that was just put on to be a good match. Now I get that it was trying to turn them against each other, but they never built that up throughout the match. They just had a wrestling match.
True, yeah.
It wasn't, fucking Charlotte slapped her in the face, and now Becky's pissed off. Something like that where, they're turning on each other. It was at the end. They were just fine. They do their little fucking tea party finger thing.
Right.
They didn't finger anything, but they did their finger hand gesture. And it was all for naught. And then you just get like I said, the heels run in and beat them down. Okay, great.
Right.
It fell flat for me where it could have been awesome because it was an awesome match.
And there was a perfect opportunity for Miss fucking light bright glow girl to come down and help beat up the fucking heels, but nope.
She's just here to glow, Brian.
Yeah, fuck her.
She's just here to glow. Her character is stupid.
Her character is terrible.
And it sucks because they could do something with her because she is able to cut, like she'd be a perfect heel right now because she cuts just the perfect I want to kick your ass promos, but she never cuts them anymore. Because I'm just here to glow and feel the glow, and we're gonna glow and glow and glow and USA. It's the same fucking promo. The USA shit that John Cena was doing is the same thing that Naomi does with this fucking global shit.
Right.
It was literally catchphrase, 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 catchphrase. Then Carmella comes out and catchphrase. I have a briefcase, and wherever you go, I will follow you. Wherever you may go. Fucking Christ. Cash it in already. Fucking beat her ass. Win the fucking belt. Jesus.
Right. Well, so you gotta wait for fucking No Chin to come back from suspension.
Jesus Christ. 1 year ago, he got the fuck beat out of him by Braun.
And if you recall, it was, shortly thereafter that I was very much a fan of his, but now his shtick has grown very, very old.
Well, because it's
because they put him with Carmella and they gave him this gimmick that he's
and he
some
never
sort
wrestles,
of fucking,
never interacts with other males.
Right. The only thing
Nothing.
he does is interfere with the females.
Yeah, it's stupid. Which I guess is exactly what they want. They want him to be hated, but he gets his comeuppance from the women. But I'd rather him end up getting a comeuppance from a man.
Right.
Just thought. So
yeah, I mean,
we do get to wash our mouth out because we get the fucking fashion files or whatever the fucking. The H is not out there, Brian.
Right.
I did like the line of, we don't need to believe in ghosts. We don't only believe in aliens. What we need to believe in is science.
Yes, science.
Which I liked. I also liked, they hear, ooh, they open up the thing, and he goes, it's just English warming up, all right?
Warming up.
And then the bright light comes on, and delivery guy's there. He goes, sorry, I had to turn on the light. Man, he looks so real.
It's a little green man. Do you breathe air?
Also, like, they open, yeah, do you breathe air? They have a 7 reference. He opens up the, what's in the box? You don't want to know what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box?
Don't look in the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box? And then in the box is Tully.
Yes, the head. The head of Tully.
Oh, the Indians just lost. That sucks. So we get the reference from 7, which was awesome. This whole thing was awesome, and it's going to be concluded at Battleground. So we're gonna see who's been fucking with them for the past 3 months.
Who do you think it's been?
I don't know. It has to be somebody new now.
You think?
Well, the only other option is the Shining Stars, and one of them's hurt, I believe.
Guess, yeah.
You can't be the Ascension. They already did that.
Right.
And they already took the 2 tickets to Paradise, so they're not going to be there. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Because there's no one you're calling up from NXT.
Where are they going to go? Who's it going to be?
American Alpha. You can't do it, you know. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't even know what other fucking tag teams are on SmackDown. I think we've gone through them all, right?
Well, you have the Usos.
Right.
You have New
They're
Day.
in a feud with New Day.
You have Ascension. You had American Alpha. You have the Fashion Police.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Shining Stars. And I think that's it. Oh, and the Hype Bros.
Yeah.
And they're breaking up, so they're not doing anything.
Right.
And why would they? They weren't. How would they be beating him up if the one's been off with the injury up until now? So time will tell. I'm interested, Brian.
Actually, I am really interested in that story.
I hope they bring somebody up, and I hope it's awesome. But we saw
Authors
the
of
reveal
Pain.
on Monday, so I'm not holding my breath.
The Authors of Pain.
I wouldn't. I'd do
But
it.
I think they still have the belts,
fuck it.
though.
Pull the trigger. Well, they do, but fuck them. Bring the belts up.
Drop it to fucking Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, but just pull what you were going to pull. You pulled back when Kevin Owens came up. He had the belt.
Oh, yeah?
Tell him come up, beat the fuck out of the Fashion Police, and go back down.
Yeah, there you go.
Why not? So, this does end the Sunday. Dun dun. So, it's time for your main event of the evening, Brian. We get AJ and Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin.
So, question.
Yes.
AJ Styles is the United States champion, yet he comes out first.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the reason for it was because Nakamura had been jumped. So the faces had to come down first, and Nakamura had to come out second.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I still think, though, if they came down together, Nakamura comes down second because his entrance is cooler.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's just like, as much as you hate him, but it would just be John Cena's going to come out second.
Yeah, fuck him.
Or last. It's just how it's going to work.
I still wish that when they got in the ring after they fought back against being jumped, I still wish that Nakamura would have did his come on.
Yes, I agree with you.
Didn't.
I put here, Brian, though, one of these things just don't belong. One of these things is not like the other. And then I said, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you have AJ Styles, multiple-time TNA champion, multiple-time NGPW champion. Nakamura, multiple-time NJPW Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion. Kevin Owens, multiple-time champion of ROH, Universal Champion, as well as multiple-time Intercontinental Champion. and U.S. champion, and Baron Corbin.
Right.
I kid. I like Corbin.
Briefcase.
What's that?
He holds the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he probably will cash it in
soon
and win.
I hope.
Maybe. Okay. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, we got to get there. And I'm kidding. I like Baron. I think he's in a perfect spot. Hearing him talking to Chris Jericho, I think he has a perfect mentality about everything. He even talks about the briefcase being a fucking rib.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I have to carry this thing, which means I lose one of my carry-ons. He goes, which this turns into literally my briefcase where I take like my gear and everything. So he gets it. He gets the business. He's talking about he has to be kind of a dick. And he goes, that's just kind of how I am. I'm not disrespectful, but, you know, you got to be a little cocky. So he's doing everything right. He's getting better in the ring. His look is there. His hair's going, but that's not his fault. It is. But it's fine. T-shirt's a little weird, but I've seen his belly, so. And I can't be mad at him. He was a 300-pound fucking lineman. He's gonna have a belly.
I'd love me some Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I love Baron Corbin.
This is a perfect match for me to watch.
Yes,
because I love all four guys involved.
We'll break it down. Dun, dun, dun.
You want me to break it down?
Yeah, break it down. Tell me what you liked.
I liked the match. I liked everything about the match. You know, the heels did their thing. You know, they played their parts perfectly. And, you know, they got one over. Now, you end this match with Kevin Owens pinning AJ Styles after a pop-up powerbomb because he sneakily, sneaky tags in.
Yep. So no one's hurt.
It was great. It was awesome.
Built up both matches.
Yep.
Did you like Corbin screaming at Little Nate?
Yeah.
He's in the corner. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
I gotta count!
Everything about this match I loved.
Yes.
I wish, and this is going to sound really weird, but I wish this match would have gave us a fucked finish.
Yeah, so you could have went with just a throw out at the end.
Yeah, I would have rather have seen, you know, nobody eat a pin.
Yeah.
You know, get one team disqualified or something. Yeah. And I get it, it's a tag match, so it really has no bearings on it.
Well, and even like you said, the finish, it was a fuck finish, even though it wasn't. Because it was a blind tag, he didn't see it coming, he gets booted, then he gets fucking taken out. So it's leading into that match, like, well, Kevin's got the upper hand, he's got to win over him now, so here we go. And I thought that was well done. But I'm with you. I would have liked maybe a brawl at the end. They all hit their finisher, you know, just someone standing tall, whomever it is, and then you go from there.
Although where AJ fucking flipped out of the End of Days.
Yes.
Holy shit, that
was really cool. I like the match as well. I like everybody in it as well. Again, your mid card being your main event because right now your main event is stupid.
Right. Yeah.
So, but that was it. I think I enjoyed Raw more, but Raw was too long.
Yeah.
So take that for
what
it is.
You know, Raw had to put in the segments of, you know, which the one was great, the Special Olympics one, and the kid from the Special Olympics that they brought to the show.
Yeah, that was really
that one was great.
Yeah,
I like that. The one drawn out about Stephanie winning the humanitarian award from ESPN.
Yeah, no one
I mean
cares.
That's great, but fuck, I don't care.
It's great. Besides, a couple years ago, she said charities and such like that are the way to make money in businesses.
Yeah.
So
being
facetious, and I do think she cares, but
anybody who really gives a fuck about that award or the ESPYs even already knows. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, it's them promoting themselves, which is fine. But I thought that was way too long. Like the one was really cool,
right? Yeah.
And the other one was just like, okay, here's 5-10 minutes of the ESPY awards because we were there. Remember ESPN? We're matched with them. Remember?
Right.
So, all right, Brian, are you ready?
Yes. So I was reading something on Facebook about a friend of mine lost her dog, and somebody found it. So I'm trying to find out that she got it back.
Oh no, I found it. $20, get it back.
Right.
All right, so we're going to do our Battleground predictions. We're going to start from the bottom, work all the way back to the top, and you're going to tell me who you think will win and who should win. Are you ready?
Yes.
Breezango versus we don't know yet. Well, this might not even be a match, by the way.
Yeah, and that's fucking difficult because depending on who it is, I don't know. I don't think we can answer this one.
I'm saying they're going to bring in somebody cool, and they're going to beat Breezango because it'll set up a feud finally.
Okay. I'll go with you on that one.
Okay. Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. You know why, Brian? Nobody knows. They just have nothing for Ty.
Ty Dillinger needs something to do?
Exactly. It's a kickoff match. Who do you got?
I think Ty will win, and I think he should win. I like Aiden English's new gimmick. I'm probably one of the only ones who does, but
no, I like it.
You didn't bring Ty up for him to get beat by Aiden English.
You may have.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't see it.
I agree completely with you. I think they really want to do something with Ty. They have nothing for Ty because you have a main event scene with Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, which no one cares about. You have a U.S. scene with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, which is really interesting. And unless Ty Dillinger is moving up to take on that person, which you still have a Nakamura, you still have a Baron Corbin, you still have all these guys in the middle. He's going to be English, and he'll still be in the middle, where he'll do stuff from time to time, which is exact the point where he should just be in a tag team. Tag some of these people up.
There you go.
But I agree with you. Will and should. Did you know that there is Battleground tickets still available?
Oh, wow. Allow me to not buy any.
Right in the middle there. We got...
Although, Philadelphia is not too far of a drive.
No. Royal Rumble in Philadelphia, by the way. Just to point that out.
Really?
Oh, really? NXT TakeOver will be there as well. Just saying.
It's intriguing.
Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Lana. 5-way elimination for Naomi's championship. They didn't even put for the women's championship, I'd like to point out. 5-way elimination match to determine Naomi's opponent at SummerSlam. Do they not get a shot at the belt? Is it just to face Naomi?
Apparently it's just to face Naomi. And then they're not even accounting for... So this is basically saying that Carmella's not planning to cash in her Money in the Bank contract, at least until SummerSlam.
Or she does and then fucks whoever gets the victory. Oh no, you get Naomi. Right, you don't get a title shot. Naomi. Sorry.
SummerSlam,
yeah.
Oh God, this is tough. I think they're gonna have Charlotte win. And she probably should. That's tough, though, because I really like Becky Lynch. But they didn't bring Charlotte over to SmackDown to not, put her in that role as a face. So I'm going to say Charlotte will, Charlotte should. But then you're going to have her against the heels, and there's really nobody to... Unless either her or Becky... Huh?
Charlotte turn heel?
Unless her or Becky turns heel.
Becky ain't turning heel.
I'm going to say I think Charlotte should and will.
I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. I think Natalya will.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
I thought you were going to say Lana.
Yeah, Lana's going to win it. we need another one of those at SummerSlam. And they haven't even said, well, no, it does say SummerSlam. So I get where you're coming from. I think Natalya's gonna, because face versus heel, and I don't think they're ready to take the belt off Naomi. I honestly think Becky should, because Becky has sat there done fucking fuck all, and they've built so hard to make her the underdog face that you can still build her versus Naomi in the proper way. But I'm going to say Natalya will, because I don't want to see Tamina in a SummerSlam match. I don't want to see Lana in it. Right. And I'll take Charlotte, but I'd rather see Becky. And then I'm just going to go with a heel, which will be Natalya.
Okay.
U.S. Championship match. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens.
I think they're gonna have AJ win, because I think they really are building up towards AJ versus Nakamura for that belt.
But what's John Cena gonna do?
Fuck John Cena. I don't care about John Cena. He can shove his American flag up his ass.
What if he does that?
Well, then
he wins and waves it.
No, then he can stand on his hands and wiggle his ass.
Woo! Torque it. Torque the flag, baby.
And this one's a tough one for me, because I love Kevin Owens as a champion.
Yes.
Because he plays it off so fucking well.
Yeah.
But I think AJ should win, because I want to see AJ versus Nakamura a little bit more than I want to see Kevin Owens versus Nakamura. Granted, I'd take either one, but and if the reports are true that Kevin Owens needs some time away to kind of heal up, or even just take a vacation, because he's been steadily working like for a long time now.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say AJ for both.
I agree. AJ should. AJ will. Because I really think, honest to God, Kevin Owens is getting in a program with John Cena.
Yeah.
And there's no belt needed for that. Because I think he'll still push the U.S. Because I think if he's taking time off, he's not doing it before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So I think what will happen, he'll still say he's the face of the U.S., and that'll bring out John Cena. I'm the face of the United States. And yeah, and that's what it'll be, honestly. But what do you do with Rusev? Rusev versus AJ. No, Nakamura versus AJ. Right. Rusev versus absolutely nobody. Unless you throw Rusev in with Randy Orton. What do you do with Baron Corbin? I'm just thinking ahead. Like, I'm looking at all these people, and I'm like, okay, when we reset for SummerSlam, right. Somebody's out. Like, somebody's fucked. Baron versus Ty as a holdover for now?
Maybe. Well, once you reset, you have to put Baron in that championship slot going after it.
Not necessarily. He's got the briefcase. He's got the case, we can do that whenever.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that whenever, but
he actually needs to stay away from it, because when he cashes in, it'll be a surprise.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I'm with you, though. AJ will, AJ should, because I think AJ and Knock, and then you're going to end up with Kevin and John Cena. Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. This is a hard one.
This is very difficult because
Baron Corbin.
Well, and here's my thoughts on it. They want to push Nakamura, obviously, because he's Nakamura.
Awesome. Yeah.
And they know what they have in him, which is why they're not giving you much until pay-per-view.
And they also know how long they have with him.
Right.
Because he is older.
Right. Now, the thing about it is, do you want your Money in the Bank winner and They don't care. So then I'm going to say Nakamura for both.
Okay. So knock will.
And Knock should, because he's fucking Nakamura. I love Baron Corbin, but he's Nakamura.
With how they've been building all this up, I think Knock will, and he should. But the only reason I say should is because there's no reason he shouldn't be in the main event ever.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
But that's me being me.
Are you fucking Mark?
Yeah, I am a fucking mark when it comes to that shit.
Oh shit, you saw me at the fucking NXT event.
Oh yeah, fucking Nakamura, baby. No, I really think recent Defender summary. I'm just getting 2 times. It's good to know. Way to make noise, you fucking cunts. So I think because Baron goes into a smaller feud to hide him, and then when you're ready for him to win the championship, which if Orton wins, you let Orton go to SummerSlam. I don't know why, but you do. And then you have Orton defending it against somebody. Here's the problem. If we're not to this yet, but if Orton wins, guess what we get? Rematch.
Good Orton Jinder Mahal rematch.
Yeah, and I don't think they're doing that. So, spoiler. I think it sets up for a cash-in down the road and within the next couple months.
Yeah.
SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus the New Day.
I've already said my.
You want Usos, and you think they should.
I think they should, but I think the New Day is going to win.
So you think New Day will?
Yeah. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Although if we're doing shots, I'm hoping I'm not.
I'm gonna say. Usos are going to win.
Yeah.
Will, and I really think the Usos should. That's me, Brett. Okay. Kayfabe. Brian. Okay. Sorry. That's in the mic. John Cena versus Rusev in a flag match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a one and only time.
Oh, it was so bad you disappeared.
Yeah, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're good.
This is going to be a one and only time you're ever going to hear this. John Cena will win. John Cena should win. Because if John Cena doesn't win, then the WWE is going to be called anti-American.
If he doesn't win, the USA loses.
Now, I personally think that Rusev should. But in this particular match that we have going on, there's no way in hell that Rusev should win this match. Only because it's a flag match. Because the shitstorm that would hit the WWE if the Old Glory is not put up on the pedestal above any other nation. So I think John Cena will. And I think he should.
See if this is the right thing. All right, you got a little America fuck yeah there. Yeah, I think Rusev will win because it's a flag match, so no one has to eat a pin. I don't think. I think I agree with you though. John Cena should win because it's America, 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 America.
Right.
And finally, Brian, your WWE champion, Jinder Mahal, versus Rondy Hormatan in a Punani prison match. The Maharaja
prison match.
Who you got? For the WWE Championship, by the way.
I think Jinder Mahal is going to win. Because I think the
rematch might kill you.
Well, the rematch might kill me, but I think the what the hell would you call him?
Randy Orton.
No.
Gender benders.
The gender benders. I think the gender benders will find a way to interfere in the match.
All they have to do is climb a cage.
Well, and because
they're in the cage.
So I mean, it's no DQ, so they can hide under the ring. Well, I guess maybe they couldn't get out of the
They literally can climb over the cage. What's going to keep them from climbing over the cage? The first cage. They're stuck in the inside cage.
I think they're going to find a way to interfere. Let's say that they'll find a way. We know how they can.
I think you're right.
I want to say that I think that Randy should win because I would much rather see a Randy Orton versus somebody else for the title, like a Baron Corbin, for a cash-in. But then you reminded me that there's a fucking rematch stipulation. Stipulation.
They could do that on SmackDown and just get the fuck over with it.
They could, and I would be fine with that. So I'm going to say that I think Jinder, the modern-day wins. The modern-day Maserati wins. But I think that Randy should win because I would much rather see him work with somebody else for the title than I would rather see Jinder. So, although it would be fun to see Baron Corbin beat the shit out of Jinder Mahal. But I think I would still rather see Randy win. Especially if what you say comes true and they have Rusev win, you're gonna have America lose twice.
But
no, you ain't gonna have America lose
but
twice.
It's not really America. It's just India win. Just because India wins doesn't mean America loses.
Yeah, but the crowd's gonna be chanting USA, USA, USA.
All right, so you said Jinder will, Randy should.
Should, yes.
Okay.
Are you writing these down now so that way we can take our shots?
Yes, sir.
Good man, good man.
I am a smart fucker. I'm gonna say, fuck. All right, I will take 2 shots on this.
Uh-oh.
Someone did point out they're not going to do this. I think Baron Corbin cashes in.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the night, you get Baron Corbin with the championship. I'm just throwing that there. I'll take a shot if that doesn't happen.
Okay.
I think Jinder wins. Everybody gets pissed off. And then he comes out, beats him up, throws him back in the ring as they're putting up the Punani prison.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to happen. However, wouldn't it make sense that he comes... Because we've determined that you can enter yourself in a match. Correct? Because Seth Rollins did that shit at WrestleMania.
Right.
So you can insert yourself in this match. So why not outside of the ring? He cashes in. He's out. He wins.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
What says you have to enter? The whole rule is just you have to get out. Just saying. Anyways, I think Jinder wins. And I really think Jinder should win, but I'm putting a shot on the line that says that at the end of the night, Baron Corbin's holding the championship.
Holding the championship?
Yeah.
I would like that. I'd be okay with that.
And should, but Corbin is Baron. Okay. All right. Brian, do you want to change any of your picks?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. No real news. We kind of went over, we went about. We have a plane crash that Shane McMahon survived, so he literally is a Highlander. So there you go. And we have Battleground on Sunday. Brian, you are working on Monday, but I do kind of plan on being here Sunday night. So big smile.
We'll see.
Okay. Regardless, I'll be
Remember,
breaking
we
it
also-
down. We may not do the shots until Wednesday, but we
also
we
have
will be breaking down.
a doubleheader softball that night too
Fuck
on
that.
Monday. So.
It'll get rained out. You're fine. So, one of us will be back Sunday. Both of us should be back Wednesday. We are still planning the drunk cast. I just don't know when we're doing it. That will be a surprise and an upload. And anything else to add, Brian?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
All right. So again, you can check us out at withasmallpackage.podbean.com. You can check me out at Monty the Yank and then Brian at Brian Byers with a Y 45. Till next time, I am Monty the Yank.
And I am Brian Byers.
And we will talk to you all again next time.
Take care.